Find Haunt Squad on all your favorite social media sites. Facebook.com/Haunt Squad, Twitter @Haunt Squad, Instagram at Instagram.com/Haunt_Squad, and search us on YouTube. Haunt Squad, 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 Squad.
Oh, this is the worst looking hat I ever saw. Well, you buy a hat like this, I'll bet you get a free bowl of soup, huh? Oh, it looks good on you, though.
In a world filled with supernatural phenomena, three explorers of the unknown answer the real questions concerning the field of paranormal investigation. Vinny Gomez, Natalie Jane, and Mike Wolfer guide you to the depths of paranormal studies, creepy movies, games, and comics, and more from the world of horror and geek culture. Turn out the lights, turn on your EMF detector, and prepare yourself for the Haunt Squad podcast.
I want a hamburger, no cheese. I want a hot dog. I want a milkshake. I want potato chips. You'll get nothing and like it.
Last episode, we talked about Caddyshack and our favorite lines. I couldn't get enough. I had to stick those in there. I just can't stop.
Yeah,
you can't stop us. It's got absolutely nothing to do with this episode.
Oh, by the way,
what?
I'm Vinny.
I'm Mike.
I'm Natalie.
And we're Haunt Squad.
Heck yeah.
Taking you through the paranormal, horror movies, and comics, and all sorts of other geek stuff. By the way, speaking of geek stuff.
What?
Star Wars. That's all I've been thinking about now. I know.
What about it?
It's coming out in December.
What?
Star Wars.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You're making a new Star Wars? Where have I been?
So, what's going on, guys?
What's going on with you? Anything new in the last week or so?
Well, the last week or so, I have been in a ton of pain.
Why?
Oh, there's this little problem in my family called kidney stones. Yeah. So, I've been having some issues as of late, and had to go to the old hospital.
Yeah. What'd they do to you? Wait, second thought, don't tell us what they did to you.
Let's just say, I won't go into the gory details, but I will say this. It was none too comfortable.
Yeah.
But,
so you had surgery? Yeah,
had surgery. I will tell you the quick story that the first night that I went into the emergency room, okay, I was in so much pain, I couldn't stand up. Ooh. So they finally take me in the emergency room, and I'm like, honey, my wife was with me. I'm like, I need drugs. I need drugs. I'm pretty damn good when it comes to pain.
Give me drugs.
Give me drugs. Give me drugs. And I'm like, I need these. I need some. So the nurse comes in. I'm like, nurse, you got to help me. I can't do this anymore. I'm like on the verge of crying. That's how bad the pain was. It was really bad. The doctor comes in, and I stand up, and I go up to the doctor, and I just grab him by the shoulder. Like, Doc, give me something now, please. He was like, no problem. Morphine, some other stuff.
Oh.
Boom. And he says to me, tell me if you feel pain. Now, at that time, I wasn't feeling any more pain, but I knew it was coming back. So I said, Doc, I still feel pain. You got to help me out here. Got me more stuff. After that was done, I went up to him. I got up. I could barely stand. I got up. He came in, and I just grabbed this guy, and I just hugged him. I said, Doc, thank you so much. Now,
I love you, dude.
I'm standing there in the gown. Just the neck is tied. Butt hanging up. Doc.
Oh, God.
But, I was scheduled for surgery. Lasers. Cameras. Yeah. Now I'm okay.
Yeah, so you're feeling
much better. Yeah. So, I heard a bunch of great stuff about what you guys did last week.
Which, the public stuff or the private stuff?
Well, I wouldn't hear about the private stuff. Although,
stop glaring at me, Natalie. We've got a news flash. This is becoming a regular feature on this show.
Hey, by the way,
why?
The world didn't end, did it?
No, it still didn't end. Yes.
Although
2 weeks out and we're still here.
I had an asteroid in my back.
Oh.
Bad joke.
It probably felt like an asteroid.
Boy, did it ever. So what's going on?
Guess what?
What?
You know how much we love Lucha Underground, right? It's official. Season 2 has been announced.
You're kidding me.
We're so freaking excited. We're so excited. We can't wait.
So maybe we have a chance of going to the temple.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
All we got to do is buy plane tickets and get us in.
I'd find someone to watch our cats.
That's
Well,
the
just take
problem.
them with you.
I wonder if they let cats in the temple.
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
well,
I'm
wait a
sure.
second now. Hold on.
wait a
According to the story,
Yeah.
the temple was like not gone, but they weren't there anymore, right?
I guess they're going back because they're still going to be filming in Boyle Heights, California. So
Okay.
I'm assuming we'll be going back to the same temple. But you know what I'm thinking? I'll bet you Ringo and Freya and Nyx and Echo and what's the other one?
Chantico and Chaos.
and Chaos. I bet they could all hang out in Bengala's locker room
Oh,
area.
for sure. Even Pumas.
Or Puma.
Why not?
We're very excited. Can't wait. And,
Wow.
Inside word is season 2 is going to be big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be awesome. Now, on to the body of the
On to-
show.
yeah.
We went to the Baltimore Comic Con. You know where that was held? Washington, D.C.
Oh.
No, it was in Baltimore. We were guests of American Mythology, who is
Yes.
a new publisher that I'm going to be doing a job for,
Nice.
writing a book, and I still can't say what it is.
Well, I
can't
know what
wait
it
to
is.
announce it. Yeah, Vinny knows.
Yeah, I'm aware.
When you think of me and my work, everybody thinks horror and crazy, scary. You know, I'm going to be working for a company that has the Pink Panther, the Three Stooges,
Well,
but they also have Stargate Universe and Stargate. What's the other one, Natalie?
Atlantis?
Atlantis.
There you go. That's a real eclectic mixed bag
Yeah.
of stuff.
That too.
Pink Panther?
Yeah, like the cartoon version. Brand new stories. I think they're going to be republishing some of the older stuff also. So
Yeah.
like some of the back catalog that's available. It's cool. You know what's cool?
What?
That this company is not pigeonholed into one specific genre.
Okay.
They're not just, we do horror and only horror. They've got, kids' books and books for older readers and, fun stuff and scary stuff and sci-fi. And they're all over the place,
Mike.
which I think is a great idea.
Are you going to be doing a kid's book?
No.
Oh.
No. Although I have been asked to contribute a cover to Pink Panther, which I think would be pretty, pretty awesome.
Yeah, that sounds cool. So now, are they also going to be doing like original work, original
I
stories?
think eventually down the line,
Right.
they'll be doing creator-owned books.
Okay.
But initially just to...
Launch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To launch, yeah.
Nice.
They're going with licensed properties.
Oh, wow.
And the book I'll be working on is a licensed property.
Can't wait for you to be
And
able
it's
to
called-
talk about that. That's great. So,
Yeah,
so
fun stuff.
So you were there, hanging out, signing.
Yeah, it was a cool show.
Awesome.
It was very cool. You know what's
Yeah.
really cool about
What?
it? Everything.
Nice.
No, the price of the cheesesteaks. That was pretty cool.
Cheesesteaks?
No, that wasn't cool. $13 for a 5-inch cheesesteak and a
What?
canned soda. Yeah. $2.50 for...
Tiny bag of Doritos. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, but those were good Doritos. Baltimore Comic Con is a very comic-centric show.
Okay.
As opposed to a lot of other shows that we attend. The focus seems to be on movies and games and like everything but comics. It's like, oh yeah, and we have some comic stuff shoved back there in the back corner.
Gotcha.
So it's really cool. And I was able to run around and leave the booth once or twice.
You're so full of it. Many times. And there's Natalie all by herself. So awkward. I don't even know what the word is. So uneasy. So disturbed. Like I'm just there by myself. I mean, I don't like that. I don't like all these crowds and all these people staring at me, and I want to take a bite of something or a drink of something, and there's someone staring at me, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is like my personal hell.
So wait, you're a people
But I was
person.
having fun.
Oh yeah, I didn't leave the booth once, only to go to the bathroom or get a churro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, you're telling me you're a people person?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't like crowds. I never have.
Yeah.
Ooh, no.
So did anybody come up to you, Natalie, and ask you if you were Mike Wolfer?
No.
No, but I get approached quite frequently and asked if I'm Marv Wolfman,
Marv
I'm
Wolfman.
not kidding.
Mark Silvestri. Was it Mark
Mark Waffler?
Mark Waffler? For some reason, people have a hard time spelling my name.
I'm going to update your wiki page, by the way.
Yeah,
is
thanks.
Also known
Thanks a
as.
lot. Yeah, Marv Wolfman actually was at the show, so I wonder if people were bringing him old issues of Daikazu. You know.
So, did you get anything new there? Did you buy anything?
Nothing new, but I got a lot of old stuff.
Well,
yeah, a lot of new old stuff.
The word.
Oh man, I've been working on my collection of Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
So I picked up some of those. Some of them are really pricey, like really pricey, like in the hundreds and even thousands. Well, maybe not thousands, but the first appearance can go upward to $1,000.
Really?
Yeah. Marvel Spotlight number 2, in case anybody wants to look it up. I'm still missing that one, but I'm looking for what they call readers, cheap, torn up, stained.
So you're not
crap copies.
You're not looking for something that you could frame. Or
Hell no, no. Comics are to be read. They're not to be slabbed and bagged and boarded and stored away in titanium containers and never looked at with a human eye. Don't look at it. You can't even look at it. No. I'm reading those things.
You know they have an app for that on like the iPad and stuff.
For what?
For reading books. They're all digitally.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's no fun. That's no fun. Yeah. What do I do, Natalie, when I get books and I bring them up to you? And I go, look what I got. And I hold it out to you and say...
He sniffs them. And then I go into like anaphylactic shock because I'm so allergic to mold.
Yeah.
It's just moldy and mildew.
Oh, this smells just like Grandma's basement.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. I love it. I love it. I love the tactile, whatever, then those other big words that means touching things.
Touching things,
yeah. I like to hold it. I want to hold it. I don't want to read it and swipe with my finger and then, let me zoom in on, nah. So, anyhow, got some Werewolf by Nights.
Nice.
My friend Jim Kahoric picked me up a copy of Astonishing Tales. Was it Astonishing Tales? I get them all mixed up. Anyhow, it had It the Living Colossus in it. And I haven't had that since I was a kid. I love crazy old obscure stuff that nobody else is reading.
Nobody else will have it, right?
Yeah. Because it's cheap, that's why. But the show was cool. I also met up with my childhood pal, Marty Grosser, who is now the editor, actually has been for many years, the editor of Previews magazine, which is Diamond Comic Distributors' ordering catalog.
Okay.
I told this story in one of the past episodes where when I was a kid, he and I were riding on a bike and we wiped out. And I scraped my arm up and it was all scabbed and I was hoping I was changing into the hideous sun demon. That was Marty. I blame him because he was driving. He mentioned that I hit my head on a...
that's why you're...
On a metal light post?
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
Well,
I must
you
have
hit
blacked
it so
out.
hard.
But Marty was there, Barry Gregory and Thomas Floramonte from Kablam Digital Printing, who does a lot of my books.
Yeah.
They had a booth there, and it was great catching up with them and talking nerdy stuff. Guess what? Here's something interesting. There's a rumor floating around.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just floating. It was like burning like a rampaging inferno through Artist Alley. Okay, in a past episode of the Haunt Squad podcast, which I don't remember which one it was, I made mention of illegal art prints that are being sold.
Yes.
Where fan artists or people trying to break into the industry, they will draw a picture of Harley Quinn, and they'll color it, and then they'll take it down to Kinko's and print a whole bunch of copies. They'll set up at a convention, put a stack of these art prints on the table and sell them for $10 a piece. Right? Totally not licensed and illegal. And there's a load of people that do it. You walk any convention floor, whether it's a comic convention or a horror convention, any kind of convention, you're going to see bootleg merchandise.
Right.
And it makes you wonder, how can this be? How can they keep doing this? Why is there no one cracking down on this? Why isn't anyone saying anything? And in recent years, actually in the past year, a lot more people have been speaking out on it and saying, something's going on here. This is not right.
Yeah.
What's the deal? And when you sign, your contract with the convention, when you buy a booth, it states very explicitly that you cannot sell illegal or unlicensed merchandise. But nobody is enforcing it. Everybody goes, yeah, that's not me. It's okay.
Well, yeah, that, and it's falling under that guise of being fan art, right? I mean, is that something...
No.
No?
You know what? That means nothing. Illegal is illegal.
Right.
the people who are doing it, they're shouting the loudest about, well, it's not that big of a deal, and I can't, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Well, Marvel doesn't care because I'm advertising for that. Yeah. They're making all these excuses up, right? But one of the things that people tend to bring up is, well, Marvel and DC and all the big companies, they print sketch cover versions of their books. So it's a blank cover, and you take it and you have somebody draw a picture on it. Well, they're doing it, so they're endorsing it. No, they're not, because that's a one-time deal. An artist draws a single illustration and sells that single original piece of work to the collector.
Right.
You're not mass producing it. Marvel, DC, all the major companies, they have licensing deals with legit companies who produce art prints, toys, action figures,
right?
Like all of that, right? They have deals in place with those people. Those people are paying for the right to produce that stuff. People in Artist Alley are not. So the rumor that's going around is that Marvel / Disney, because Disney now owns Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
And Disney doesn't put up with any shit.
No.
The rumor is they're going to serve cease and desist letters to people in Artist Alley at the New York Comic Con.
Uh-oh.
Now, we don't know if that's actually true. There have been industry websites who have been looking into it, and no one can really find any, no one's coming out, sources at Marvel. No one is saying, yes, that's going to happen. But they are saying, we don't know if anything's planned, but it is about time that happened, though, isn't it? So things are in the air.
Yeah, they're putting the fear out there. Wow.
And it's about time.
Yeah.
I said before that if someone took my character and drew it and sold it to someone, that's fine. But if they draw it and mass produce it and they were selling it on their table, I would flip that effing table over right in front of everybody and go at them. Well, maybe not.
I would.
Okay.
I would be right there. I got your back. I'd tear this shit up right in front of their face.
I would actually be filming it, to tell you the truth.
Well, good.
Yeah.
You know what? And it's not just the art prints, too. The Lego thing.
Yeah.
Lego?
You know the little Lego superheroes that you get in the Lego sets?
Yeah.
The legit Lego sets?
Sure.
There are bootlegs of those things. And not just of the real characters. I think they're coming from China.
Yes.
They're little fake Lego superheroes.
Uh-huh.
And, of course, you can get every single superhero you ever thought. That the ones that Lego doesn't even manufacture. There was one table. They had thousands upon thousands of these bootleg Lego figures.
Are you kidding me?
And people are just like, oh, look, it's the Martian Manhunter. Oh, look, it's,
wow.
Just buying these things like crazy. Totally illegal. And no one is doing a goddamn thing about it.
Holy cow.
Why isn't the
falls under
convention?
convention. That's
why
their
isn't
fault.
the convention policing it?
Yeah.
Probably because. Here's my theory: that maybe selling that booth space is important to them, and they don't want to turn off possible exhibitors by saying, "Oh yeah, and by the way, we're going to come by your table and we are going to scrutinize everything you have for sale, and we're going to throw your ass out if you're selling bootleg stuff." And then a lot of people will say, well, I'm just not going to go to your show, and I'm going to, talk bad about you online. Who cares? Someone else will take that spot.
Exactly.
Some other small publisher who's working their ass off to try to create something on their own and promote it will gladly take your Lego booth space,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, and you were talking about the excuses that people come up with.
Right.
Well, everybody else does it. Yeah, whatever. But your friend Barry, he wrote a really good analogy.
Barry Gregory.
Yes.
Yeah.
You remember what that is? Because I don't know word for word, but it cracked me up.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. One of the things they say is, when I go to a convention, it's so expensive. You got to pay for a hotel, you got to pay for the booth, you got to pay for food, you have to pay for all of those expenses, travel, et cetera, et cetera. It's so expensive for me to exhibit at a booth. I have to sell bootleg stuff in order to make a profit. It's the only way I can stay in business. And Barry said that's like saying, well, no one is buying my homegrown broccoli, so I have to sell crack. It's true. It's true.
Wow.
It's like this crazy reverse reasoning that doesn't make any sense. And
do you think that the Comic-Con people that are organizing the event, do you think that they're saying, okay, well, we're going to put this in the contract, please don't sell unlicensed, materials, this, that, and the other.
Right.
Without enforcing it so that they're covering their butts.
Exactly.
So that when Marvel, DC, Disney, whomever comes down.
Exactly. They can't go after the con organizers. Yeah.
So they're covering, in essence, I mean, then it's not up to Baltimore Comic Con to say, hey, you're selling those illegally.
I don't know what their liability really is.
I don't know
if they were
either.
liable for it, I would think they would have people walking around checking everything out. But since they're not, I guess not.
Yeah.
Years ago, when Avatar Press had the license to the New Line horror movies, Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, New Line would send representatives incognito to horror cons, and they just looked like fans, and they just walked around the room, and, oh, look at that, oh, look at that, oh, And they would go up to the booth owner and say, you're selling illegal merchandise. They'd flash their badge. Hi, I'm from New Line. You need to get that off your table right now. It happens.
Right.
Yeah.
So you think,
and it needs to happen more.
Maybe it's just become so lax because there's just too much of it going on.
I don't know. You know what? I don't want to go into it too much, but it drives me nuts. Yeah. It's an indictment of our entire industry. It's like a bunch of kids. Oh, yeah, we're still in our basements with our long boxes and stuff, and we're going to have a business, and we don't know what we're doing. It. So much of the industry is run like that. And maybe the reason that comics aren't more respected might be because the way we're running business. Boom. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Well, then what's the solution?
Quit.
Yeah.
The solution is all of us toe the line, be creative, get some great ideas out there, stick up for ourselves, protect others, fight for truth, justice, and the American way.
There you go.
Or something like that.
There's something like that.
Yeah. You know, another thing that's going around on the internet right now, a question about signatures. Comic book celebrities, if you will, signing autographs for people. Should they or should they not charge money for that? Because there are a lot of people from back in the 60s and 50s, the big guys, Neil Adams and Stan Lee and, those guys. Some of them are charging, like $5.
$5 for Stan Lee to charge?
I don't even know if Stan charges. I'm not sure.
I was going to say. I'll pay it.
But there's kind of a raging debate going right now about whether or not that's cool. One angle is people show up at cons and they will walk up to, like Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner, for example. They were right across from us. They had a line out the door all weekend long. And there was people walking up, not with a single issue for them to autograph, but a long box full of books, right? That they had to haul in on a hand truck. Could you sign these 258 copies for me?
No.
Yeah, what are you going to do with all of those? Not putting them on eBay, are you? Yeah, of course they are. So people do take advantage of a creator autographing books. Why do you need 5 copies of that single issue autograph? Doesn't make any sense to me. Because, they're reselling them. So I think a lot of creators are saying, you know what? You might as well pay me for that. You're going to get $20 for that book instead of $5. Why don't you cut me
in?
Cut me a piece of that off and give me $5 for it. But unfortunately, that penalizes the true fan who bought that one book back in 1975, and they're so thrilled to show up at the convention. Oh, could you sign my book? I've been supporting you for the last 30 years. And they say that'll be $5. That's kind of a turnoff, So I don't charge. I don't charge anybody for anything. If somebody walks up with one of my books, I'm just freaking thrilled to death that they bought it in the first place.
It's a touchy subject because, like you said, there are people that take advantage. Walk in with 10 of the same comic books and want them signed. You know what they're doing. And if I were the artist, I would turn around and say, what's your name? Oh, Bob. Okay.
That's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If they are personalized,
can't do
no
anything
resale
with it.
value. So I guess what we could do is say, I will gladly sign the first copy of that individual issue. But if you give me 5 more duplicates, I'm going to charge you $2 a book.
Totally.
Or I'll put your name on every one of these. You're going to say no, of course. Oh, no, well, see, I don't like autographs. Oh, actually, a friend of ours, Michael Schultz, he mentioned that he doesn't like his name on the book. And actually, I don't think I would either. I like looking at the autograph. I have very few autographed books. But if I get something signed, I really don't necessarily want my name on it. It doesn't matter to me. Well, if you look at what we call celebrities.
I was just gonna that
You
was
know,
my,
actors,
that was gonna be my point. Yeah.
You know, people that have been in movies. Now they charge 20, 30, 40, 60,
And you have to buy the
90.
picture from them.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. You are buying something
Yeah.
from them.
Right.
You're not walking up with your own thing.
Right.
So I don't mind that at all. If they say, hey, it's $50, I'm like, yeah, but I got a cool 8x10 glossy photo of you with my name. And that is one thing that I do like them to do, is put my name on a photograph if I'm getting that autograph.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I can see. That I can see them charging easily. You know, actually, another thing, actually, I think it was Marv Wolfman and Charles Vess, who was across from us. One of the things that they were doing was they had a donation jar. They'll sign your stuff for free, but they would like a donation for it. And it was for charities like Comic Book Legal Defense Fund and other organizations. That's kind of a cool idea, too.
You know, I'm really happy that you guys had a great time down there.
We did.
So, wow, we had something major happen, I think about a week or so,
You know,
2 weeks.
we didn't even talk about this.
No.
We didn't even mention it. Mostly because it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, literally like hours before.
Yeah. We had an investigation.
Yeah.
What was the date of that? I can't even remember. 20
It was a Friday.
It was a Friday. That's all you need to know.
It's like a week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks ago, about.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago this Friday.
There was a place in Camden, Delaware called Village Graphics. It's a printer. I know the guy, Ken Sweeney. I've known him for many, many years. And he's been printing the Oracle cards for all of my Kickstarters.
Oh, okay.
So I was in there talking to him, picking up an order, and he said, well, hey, listen, can I get a business card from you? And I said, well, I don't really have a business card, but I do have this card. My number's on it. It was a Haunt Squad business card.
Ah.
So he looked at it, and he was like, wait a minute, what is this? I said, well, we did this paranormal investigation thing on the side. And he was like, this place is crazy haunted. I'm like, wait, what? Old building, built in the mid-1700s. That's old. That's really old.
That's kind of old.
And they had all kinds of paranormal activity in the place over the years. Former owners had reported it as well. And they were getting ready to move. They were moving out.
Okay.
And getting ready to sell the place.
Okay.
And so I've been talking to him for a couple of months. Like, yeah, we need to get in there before you get rid of the place.
Sure.
So just coincidentally, I talked to him on the phone. It's something about an order. And he said, hey, listen, we've got 2 weeks. And then the place is not in our hands anymore. So I said, oh, crap.
Yeah.
I asked Natalie, what are we doing tonight? Can we do this tonight? And I called Vinny. Vinny, what are you doing tonight? And this was, what, like 4:30 or 4:45 in the afternoon. So, we threw our stuff together and headed out the door. And it was awesome. It was cool.
I actually liked the place a lot. I really did.
You know, it was just like the Gray Fox. Everything was out of there. I mean, there was still a little bit of stuff in the place because they were in the process of moving out. But most everything was out. Yeah. So we had a lot of room, and it's easier to focus on what's not there when there's nothing there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Like if the room's full of stuff and furniture and personal belongings that people own, there's all kinds of possibilities for things falling and making noise and blah, blah, blah. But when you're in a totally empty room, something happens. You know it wasn't natural.
Well, we can describe what the rooms look like.
Sure.
The bottom floor was the office and printing area.
Yes.
Okay, and they were doing work on that, so it was kind of discombobulated down there. And then there was a second floor apartment, which was, personally, I thought it was a really nice place.
Yeah.
I thought it was nice. And then you had the third floor apartment. It was a lot smaller than the second floor.
Right.
And you had to go outside to enter these apartments. You had to go out onto the deck.
Wooden stairwell up the back of the building.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So we had, between the three of us, we had 3 floors to cover.
Yeah.
There was a basement, but there was no access to it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, he even said that if you got down there, you would have trouble getting up.
Oh,
Remember
really?
when we talked to him? Yeah. He said you need someone to pull you out.
Right, because there was no stairs or
exactly.
something? Yeah.
Stairs, don't know. Forget that.
I can't even do a pull-up. I couldn't even climb up a rope if you guys threw it down to me.
Natalie posted some photos on Facebook.
Yes.
And I don't know if they went on Twitter or Instagram, but...
They did.
Did they? Cool. Great.
Yeah.
What was I getting at?
Well, you're talking, sir.
Oh,
You're talking to me.
The Evil Dead door.
The Evil Dead trap door.
We were setting up. Vinny was a little bit late, so it was just Natalie and I. And she's taking a picture of the floor. And
Yes.
I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, look. And I looked down, and it looked just like the door to the basement in the cabin in the Evil Dead with, like the ring to pull it open.
Do you realize you're setting up our little base station that's right behind us? Like, this is great.
I'll swallow your soul.
Yeah, so we set up, or you guys basically did most of the setup. I got there a little bit late, but we finally finished. And then Mike goes, oh, yeah, I got to get a stuffed animal.
Yeah, I had forgotten that one of the stories they told us was in the second floor apartment. There seemed to be, that was where the most activity was reported. And the owner and his wife lived there at one time in that apartment, and they had, dolls flying around the room in this one area of the apartment. So I thought, oh, crap. Trigger object, they call that.
Yeah.
So I ran home. My daughter doesn't have any dolls. She's off in college, but
that's
she still
the
has a
reason
lot of
why.
her stuff at the house.
Yeah. Okay.
So I took a stuffed elephant. That was close. And we put that in the hallway, and we rigged up the bell curtain again.
Yes.
That worked so well for us at the Gray Fox. And I don't know. We still have evidence to review.
Yeah.
I've gone over my audio, but I haven't looked at the video yet.
Okay.
But so far,
Having
got some stuff.
Cool stuff. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yes, sirree.
So, well, it sounds like it was a successful evening.
It was.
What was
You know
nice
what?
about it? Oh.
Oh.
Huh?
What?
I was going to say, unfortunately there was traffic.
There was.
There's
Yeah.
traffic, but okay, we know what a cars sound like. But the building itself was very sound, no creaking and stuff.
was.
You know what?
Very quiet.
Yes, it
was really weird about that building too. For such an old building,
It was very old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very quiet in those apartments. So when you heard, let's say, walking through the room when no one's in there, it was very, very clear.
Yeah.
Really? Well, I remember when I was there by myself, when you guys had left for a few
Oh,
minutes,
right.
What you had told me was it was like a pharmacy /
At one time,
soda type.
Yeah, like a soda fountain.
Yeah. So I'm trying to
drugstore.
imagine what the place was. So you're going to see me wandering around in the dark, standing in the foyer, just kind of looking, and because I'm trying to figure out where things went back in the day.
Yeah.
Just to get, but I heard nothing. There was nothing weird or creepy, and it was all in the dark because you guys shut the lights off. You're like, all right, well,
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Vinny. Yeah. And like as we're coming back, I'm like, there's something on Facebook, and Vinny's like, I think I'm being tested. Vinny had posted, I'm like, we're on our way back. And then, the lights are off. We
I
couldn't
got
turn the
back. I
lights
walked
on.
in. I flipped the lights on.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh,
He was-
we could."
That was an
That
option.
was an option. That's what you said, and I died. I'm like, oh, poor Vinny.
Oops.
Did somebody just snort?
Me.
I heard that. That was great.
It just made me laugh.
Yeah.
But I heard no weird noises.
I
no
didn't either.
sounds or anything like that.
No,
downstairs.
didn't hear any voices,
Nothing
nothing
out
of
loud,
that.
no.
And again, with a lot of investigations that we do, we get all hype. We get you guys hype about it too. We're like, yeah, we're going in. I'm going to post the graphics of the scary building and blah, blah, blah. And we get there and we spend 3 or 4 hours, and then we walk out and we look at each other and go, I don't know.
No.
Nothing happened. Then we go over the evidence
Then we listen to our audio.
and go, holy shit.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was quiet, which allowed us to just kind of do our thing and ask our questions. Oh, you know what? Remember? Oh, guys, remember this? Hey, do you remember when I did that new experiment?
I was just going to bring that up.
The cell phone experiment?
Yes.
One of the things that we discussed was frequencies that if we are talking to paranormal entities or if it is some sort of energy anomaly that we're experiencing, if that's really what ghosts are, parallel dimensions overlapping, who knows, whatever. We were talking about the frequency at which we can or cannot hear them. Why is it that on our recordings we hear voices and we hear things that we can't hear live? Okay, so maybe it's outside of the spectrum of our hearing, or maybe it's just on microwave frequencies, or who knows what. So I came up with this idea. Okay, this is what we did. Natalie, where were you? You were in the second floor.
Second floor, just before.
And Vinny,
looking
you
at
were
the
up there
bell
with her.
curtain.
I was with her at the time, yes.
I was downstairs at the base station. we got on the cell phones with each other,
Right.
put them on speakerphone, and just let the call go. Put the phones on the floor and put audio recorders next to the phones. And then just continued our investigation and asked our questions. So the theory was perhaps there are voices in the room that are traveling over the frequencies that only a cell phone can pick up.
Okay.
Guess what? Well, when we do the official reveal episode for the Village Graphics investigation, you guys are going to hear we got some results. Now, not conclusive, because we can't necessarily say that it wasn't, I don't even know, a CB signal. Or we were getting them over the walkie-talkies as well. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Okay.
It was cool stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what do we have next?
Oh, what do we have next?
Question everything.
Did you say wank again?
You do realize what that means.
What?
Even in America, everybody knows.
Oh, it does.
Okay, so we have a question from Nicholas Ramirez in Victoria, Texas.
We've never heard from him before.
No, it's a new guy.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Nicholas asks us, I see that music plays a big part of the show. What are some of your favorite bands, singer, songwriters? Do you have a top 5?
No. Oh, boy.
I'll start. No. No.
I hate music.
One of my jobs with this group is to come up with these crazy intro theme songs that we have with each episode. So I try to be clever with it, if at all possible, so that the song somehow reflects something that we're going to be discussing in the episode. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it makes sense, and sometimes I just use whatever I feel like using. So, yeah, music is important.
Absolutely. I love music.
But as far as what I like personally, people look at me, they see the long hair. Oh, you're in your 50s. You're totally metal, dude. Rock on! I guess I am a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit metal. I admit that. But I have some really varied tastes. People would not
You
expect.
too? Oh, boy.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we would probably agree that the music that we like, much of it is based on what we were listening to when we were kids.
There you go.
I love disco, man. I really do.
Oh, God.
I love the one-hit wonders of the 70s because that's what I was listening to when I was forming my tastes. You know, like 5 to 12 years old.
Okay.
So I'm really a big fan of 70s music. I do like my metal, though. I have so many bands that I like, but only a few that I really, really like. One, absolutely, gotta be Iron Maiden. That's like right at the top of the list. Discovered them in 1981 in my senior year of high school. The Killers album had come out, and shortly after that was The Number of the Beast, which that album was just freaking ridiculous, man. It was like, you know, sometimes albums come out and it's like, oh yeah, that one song on side 2, the first song, that one really rocks. And then Number of the Beast, you listen to the whole album. You know, it's kind of like AC/DC's Back in Black.
Yep.
The entire freaking album is great.
Rules. It's awesome.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, Maiden, of course, they hooked me with Eddie, the mascot, the creepy zombie-looking guy on the cover. The covers were just killer.
Yeah.
And that's the hook. And then you get in there and you go, oh my God, this music is actually really, really good. They're great musicians. And the songs themselves weren't like, murder, die.
Yeah.
They were telling stories. You know, they had songs like Murders in the Rue Morgue, Phantom of the Opera, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner. There was a song they did called To Tame a Land, which was about Frank Herbert's Dune series. The songs told stories, and I love that about them. Flight of Icarus. I could go on and on and on. But love Maiden, have for many years. I've seen them many, many times in concert.
That's awesome.
And, they're incredible.
Natalie?
Is that it for you? You're all done?
Oh, no,
Okay.
I don't want to go down a whole list.
Okay,
Let's
let's see. I'll start off with, okay, if we're talking about things that we listened to when, I was younger, I listened to a lot of, house music, particularly Chicago house music, which was, artists and DJs like Fast Eddie, Mr. Lee, Derek Carter, Felix the House Cat, and, oh God, it brings me back to, we had these tapes, and they were called hot mixtapes. And you had DJs like Bad Boy Bill, Julian Perez, Tin Spin and Shomer, Brian Middleton, mostly Bad Boy Bill, and who's uber famous too. Now, like Felix the House Cat is just like crazy, insanely famous. They would make these mixtapes, and you would go to Gramophone Records or Rolling Stone Records.
Oh, yeah.
Where the place that we went, I took you there. It was a big deal. You get there and you get the mixtape, and it has, 2 different sides, and it's just all this, house music. And it was before techno really came into play, so it was just like deep house.
That's exciting because you're kind of getting it right from them, right?
Yes.
Like right from the artist.
It's their set. It's like, oh my God. So that was really exciting. And you could hear them on, we had a station called B96, and Friday and Saturday they would have these dance parties, and they would play live from clubs. And at the time, I was too young to be at these clubs, but it was, you'd hear that there. And also, there was a station also called Energy 88 that would play a little bit more obscure kind of stuff, like underground house.
Nice.
And, electronic music. But yeah, I'm very much into anything that I could shake my butt to. So I love techno, electronica, dubstep. So I also listen to a lot of Ladytron, Nero, Skrillex, Bass Nectar, Hot Chip. And I listen to older stuff like Art of Noise. Do you remember them?
Oh, yeah.
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 I mean, I listen to a lot of different things, like Crystal Castles, Fantagram, or Except, so I will stop right there. I'll take a breath. Go ahead, Vinny.
Well, Vinny has a very eclectic taste in music. I am all over the place.
Well, throw it up, or throw it out there.
I like disco, rock, metal, country.
Do you really?
Barf.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but I just wouldn't expect a dude from Jersey to be into country.
Like you said, it's all the stuff we were listening to when we were kids.
Yeah.
Well, my mom and dad had a 1979 Cadillac Coupe de Ville with an 8-track player. Oh. And they had their little 8-tracks. Oh, a couple of them was like Johnny Cash's greatest hits.
Oh.
There was another one called Dave and Sugar, and they did covers of the Oak Ridge Boys music. You don't know? I have no clue. My collection of Village People albums.
Oh, yeah?
I have virtually every one of them on cassette and vinyl, and wow.
Somewhere in there you probably have the song Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yes. They have a couple of songs. One of them I remember very vividly is called Ups and Downs. And it's all about taking uppers and downers and being on drugs.
The 70s. Yeah.
So, yeah, not that I will ever pull up next to you in my Monte Carlo with the Village People blasting out the windows.
Yeah.
But I have a soft spot for the Village People.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's one of them, and I'll continue after mine.
Okay.
I don't even have 5.
No?
But no, I didn't read the question properly. I goofed.
Hey,
but
I went rogue too, so don't worry.
Yeah. Well, let me name another group or artist that I really enjoy. Rob Zombie.
Yes!
Love Rob Zombie stuff. And I'll tell you why. Because it rocks.
Yeah.
However, I love the packaging that he does for his products. Some people have said that we may be separated at birth because we look a lot alike. In fact, I was talking to Bill Moseley at a convention once. He was in, Rob's movies. And I wanted my picture taken with him. One of the few times I got my picture taken with someone. And he put his arm around me and he was like, "Damn, you look like Robert."
Nice.
You guys related or what? Like, no, he's the one with the talent. I just draw comic books. But apparently, he grew up reading the same stuff that I did. Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine, all the Warren publications. He was watching the same movies that I was watching because if you look at the packaging of all of his products, the liner notes inside the CD cases, they look like the old ads that were in the Warren books. He's got comic book art in there. He's an artist himself, and he draws in a style that's it's reminiscent of like Big Daddy Roth, Rat Fink stuff. I totally connected. I'm like, this is the music that goes with the stuff that I was reading when I was a kid. I felt right at home. The songs that he does Dragula.
Dude,
I mean, come on. It's a song
Awesome.
about
Living Dead Girl is
Grandpa's
another great
dragster
song.
from the Munsters. Yeah. Really cool stuff.
Yeah.
His songs all, have werewolves and werewolf women of the SS and like all kinds of crazy stuff.
And the great thing about it is not only is it really a rock, but it also has a touch of house in there too. That
Yes.
It's
Absolutely.
real, yeah. Wow.
You know what else it has?
What?
Quite frequently?
What?
Yeah! There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
But anyhow, yeah. Really love Rob's
Nice
stuff. Do you have any more?
I have a slew more. You guys just buckled
You
up.
go, girl.
Go.
Okay, so another style, another genre I love is freestyle. And it's also known as heartthrob, but this is all throughout the 80s and even some of the 90s. But the most awesome freestyle artists like TKA,
Yep.
Cynthia, Shannon, Johnny O, Stevie B, I just smacked myself, Lisette Melendez, Noel, Debbie Deb, Lil Susie, Nice and Wild, Judy Torres, Lisa and the Cult Jam, Expose, CoverGirl, Sweet Sensation.
I
Yes?
recognize one of those.
Yes.
Oh, I-
Expose, right?
Lisa and the Cult Jam.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's awesome dance music. A lot of it has a Latin beat, and I love it. I love it. So that's the other one. Does anyone else want to go, or should I just continue? Should I just keep rattling things off?
Wow.
Well, why don't you go?
Okay. So this computer here that we're recording on has over 6,000 albums and songs on it.
Wow.
So I am a massive audiophile. I love music. But my mom used to drive and had the ABBA's greatest hits. Guess what? I have ABBA's catalog downstairs stored in my storage room down there.
No shame in that.
Dancing Queen. The only song I hate off of ABBA is Dancing Queen. I
okay.
hate Dancing Queen. It's the only one. Everything else, Fernando, SOS, all the the mainstream
Yeah.
ones. Phenomenal.
You know what I like about Dancing Queen?
What?
It starts with the chorus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Sure
So
does.
ABBA's another favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Timeless for me at least.
Did you ever hear their last song they ever recorded?
Which one was
I
that?
must have gone to lunch at 12:30 or so. The usual blaze, the usual bunch. And still on top of this, I'm pretty sure it must have rained. The day before you came.
It was called The Day Before You Came.
Yeah. I have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of a creepy, sad song.
Well,
but-
they were pretty
but
much
kind of
done.
Good too. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know. It was just a weird song. Anyhow, ABBA.
Isn't it ABBA?
Nah, it's a ABBA.
I thought it was ABBA. Whatever. I'm different. Okay.
Mike, how about you?
Let's see. Oh, you know who else I really like?
Who?
The Darkness. I love The Darkness. You know why?
Why?
Because their attitude is, F it, we don't care. Totally don't care.
Nice.
They have such catchy riffs, and I love Justin Hawkins' falsetto thing. Oh my God, it's just, I believe in a thing called love. It's hilarious stuff. Love it. And I love his solo stuff that he did with Hot Leg. What's the name of the band? Hot Leg. He had another band called British Whale. And he put out one single called America.
Yeah.
It's freaking hilarious.
I don't know.
It's good
Take your
stuff.
word
The
for it. I
Darkness.
don't know.
It's good stuff. Look up British Whale America.
Nice.
And you'll get a really good laugh. Yeah, love The Darkness. They're cool.
All right, so I'm a disco girl too.
Oh, cool.
It's funny, Vinny, you talk about the Oak Ridge Boys and what was that other country?
Johnny Cash?
Johnny
Johnny
Cash,
Cash,
Waylon Jennings. My dad listened to like Patsy Cline. He listened to that stuff. I don't
Yep.
mind that so much. I cannot stand country. Oh my God, it is my kryptonite. But that stuff, the old school stuff,
The old school stuff, yep.
that I don't mind so much. So I grew up with that. My dad listening to that, and my mom, she was like, I don't know, listening to Journey and stuff. I love Journey, but we'll get to that later. So anyway, yes, disco. Love disco. And my favorite song as a little kid was Casey and the Sunshine Band's Shake Your Booty. My parents always talk about me when they would have, these parties, and I'm like, 3-4 years old, and I'm just out on the dance floor,
Yeah.
which was our back room by the, we had a bar set up and stuff. I'm just out there, I'm just shaking my butt, twisting my arms and elbows everywhere. Like, I was a mess. Just thinking about it, what a nerd.
Well, just watching you do the dance just now was pretty
I
entertaining.
look like Elaine on Seinfeld. Just now I did. I looked really awesome when I was young. But yeah, so yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh my God, I love the Bee Gees. I love the Bee Gees. Like, one of my favorite movies is Saturday Night Fever. I can just watch that over and over. So Bee Gees, Donna Summer.
Hey.
Love Donna Summer. Bad Girls and Hot Stuff. I used to sing Bad Girls all the time.
Nice.
Did you really?
Yes.
We used to do Hot Stuff in Spank AD.
That was in your compilation. That
Yes,
we
it
did,
was.
it not? Yes,
Yeah.
it was. Okay.
Yeah.
So, of course, Casey and the Sunshine Band, the Tramps, like Disco Inferno.
Oh, man.
That song touches me to my soul. I don't know why. It's just, it's awesome. There's so much soulfulness going on.
Where
in there.
were you when the lights went out in New York City?
Oh, I think I say in Georgia.
That was another Tramp song, which is very cool. Oh, no.
Good country song.
No.
And then ABBA, whatever. Love Take a Chance on Me and Lay All Your Love on Me.
Nice,
Those
yeah,
are great.
yeah.
Those are good. And then The Hustle. I love The Hustle. Anytime I hear that come on, I was sitting in the car listening to satellite radio and my butt's moving and I can't stop. And Mike's just
That's
like...
a great thing about 70s music is that you could put out a song, be a #1 hit, and it only had 4 words in it.
That's it.
That's it.
Do the hustle and it. Yeah. Because do it.
Yes. Next.
Well, let's see. I also moved on to the rock and metal and what do they call it? Glam rock.
Oh, really?
Of the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
So, you had your Def Leppard and your Warrant and your Winger and all that. One of the bands that I still follow to this day, even though they kind of disbanded, but sometimes they get back together, it's a band called Danger Danger.
Oh, my
Okay.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude. They had the one album, just their self-titled album, Danger Danger, had the best artwork I've ever seen of that the spy guy in the sky and the real sexy girl walking in the cityscape behind her.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Sounds very 80s.
Yeah, very. And then they went on to Screw It, which is the name of their next album. And it had a big monkey holding a girl who was eating a banana. So I would assume that there was some sort of sexual overtone.
Yeah.
And then from there, they
Screw It?
It was called Screw It, yeah. And then from there, they went to a more darker version of them, and they had about 8 more albums. Really great music, really great stuff, and it's not like it's just glam rock. Their last album came out in 2008, and it sounds like something from '86.
Oh, really?
So they've never changed their sound. It just sounds great.
There's a lot of bands that I like, but over the years, I have found that I'm more a follower of songwriters.
Okay.
And, with the wonders of the internet now, you can look up things and find out things that you never knew and go, oh, my God, I can't believe that guy wrote that, and he wrote that for that person. Because growing up, you think every song that is recorded by every band, oh, they wrote that.
They wrote that, yeah.
No. It's all written by other people. Not all of it. But,
Right.
Okay, so here's one guy who I have found I really enjoy his work. His name is Albert Hammond. He had his own recordings, but he wrote a lot of songs for other people. Now, this is early 70s. He did... Okay, what I want you guys to do is to go to YouTube and type in Albert Hammond, Hammond, and you can listen to like 10 seconds of each one of these songs when I mention them and go, God, it sucks. Mike, you're weird. But he did a song called Down by the River, The Free Electric Band. He did a song called I'm a Train. I don't know if you guys have heard that. I'm a train, I'm a train, I'm a chicken train, I'm a train, I'm a train.
Oh, wow,
You know, I mean, it's like this stuff that you've heard, but you never knew who did it. It was
Okay.
Albert Hammond. It Never Rains in Southern California. Big hit for him. He also wrote for a lot of other people. Okay, see if you recognize any of these. The Air That I Breathe by the Hollies.
Maybe if I heard it, but the title doesn't
I
sound.
think a group that I used to listen to called Alien did a cover of that song. All I need is just the air.
That's
that
the
I
one.
breathe.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Here's a funny one. To all the girls I love.
Come on,
before-
really?
Yeah, he wrote that. Yeah.
Wow.
For Julio Iglesias and Willie Nelson. When I Need You by Leo Sayer. He wrote that. I Don't Want to Live Without Your Love by Chicago. This is one I think, I'm not sure if you're going to retch or not, but Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's one. Ace of Base, Don't Turn Around.
Wow.
Like, this guy's just...
He's
like
all
a
over the
hit
place,
machine.
though.
I mean,
Yeah.
whether you like the song or not, he wrote it.
That's awesome.
And actually, you know what? His son, Albert Hammond Jr., he's in the Strokes. Do you have some more?
Sure, I do.
Oh,
I
boy.
do. So, oh boy, huh? You still have more than me.
I do.
You. Okay, so
I'm saving my big one for you. I mean, for later.
Hell yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna lump these all together: rock, indie rock, and grunge.
Oh.
I listened to Def Leppard. I love Joe Elliott and Rick Savage when
Oh,
I was
yeah.
little. Yeah, when I was little. But yeah, I love Def Leppard. The early stuff, the stuff that you like, Mike.
Yeah,
you know, mostly.
yeah.
But I also like the Rolling Stones, Fleetwood Mac, Journey. Best voice. One of the best voices, I think, in music is
Steve Perry.
Yeah, I love his voice. His range is great. It's funny that you mentioned it because I really got into indie rock. I went to a slew of concerts. What I would do is, there's a magazine called Enemy, and I would get it all the time. And I would just
I
look
know
up-
what that is.
Yeah. And I would see, okay, so what are, the new and upcoming groups? And I would go to either Tower Records, which is no longer around, or Virgin Records, and go to their listening stations. I mean, because they were huge. Or, also listen on the internet. But I loved hopping on the Blue Line, taking the train downtown, and just, listening to the stuff and making a day of it. So, yeah, I got into the Strokes. It's funny you mentioned that.
Oh.
And I saw their first concert in Chicago at the Double Door.
Oh.
And they were actually the opener. They weren't even the headliner. Doves were the headliner. They're from England, which were really cool. But I swear to God, the Strokes stole the show.
Really?
They were awesome. Just
Did you-
absolutely awesome.
Did you yell up on the stage, "Hey, Albert Hammond Jr., Mike thinks your dad's awesome"?
I did. So I wish I would have known. I would have done that. So, yeah, I like the Strokes. I also saw the Cooper Temple Claws, Calla, the Music, the National, and going to Double Door, Metro, Empty Bottle. Those were the hot places in Chicago. I saw a slew of concerts. It was just awesome. Then going to Lollapalooza. So I had music all around me, not like here in Delaware. Well, there was Firefly, but everyone's young that goes to that or something. So I feel weird. So anyhow, I still like Madonna. She's ever changing. I listen to Pat Benatar still, her old stuff, Joan Jett, Blondie, but grunge rock. I got into Nirvana, Alice in Chains, and Soundgarden, and again, Lane Staley, one of the best voices I've ever heard. I absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
And even Kurt Cobain, love his voice, and Chris Cornell, Soundgarden, love their voices. They got me. So,
In your estimation, is it the vocal that attracts you the most, or the song?
Cannot listen to music if the voice sucks, and also the music can't suck either. I require a beat. It's kind of funny because like rock, indie rock, and grunge, I wouldn't dance to that.
Yeah.
Every other thing that I listen to, it has to be danceable. It has to make me shake my bum, shake my booty.
It's kind of like comic books. I can't read a comic book if the art's bad.
And I'm the opposite.
I'm kind of with you on that.
If it's a phenomenal story,
Yeah.
I can get past the art if it's a great enough story.
I can read a terrible book as long as it's great to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But if you want to kill me,
I don't want to kill you. I don't know.
No.
You will put me in a car that has current country music blaring or Christian rock. That will kill me. Even black metal, like death metal, I can't handle that.
You know what's
crazy
interesting?
stuff.
I just saw on the internet, somebody took, 8 or 10 country songs and probably put them in Audacity, overlaid all of them together.
They all sound the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
They all have the same format, the same beat, the same tempo, the same everything.
Yeah.
And now it's time to go to the bridge, and now it's time to go to the chorus,
Yeah.
and now it's time to...
Formulas.
Yeah.
The country thing, I don't care for the instruments. I don't like banjos. I don't like harmonicas or whatever the heck. I don't like the sound of it. Just no washboards.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I don't like when they play it on them jugs.
They get the broom out and they start doing that on the floor. No, I don't like the sound of it.
Here, watch, I'll play the spoons.
Yeah.
That's an artwork. That's an art form, guys.
There's probably a lot more to country music, and we're just not appreciating it.
No, I've heard it all because my mom made me listen to crap when we worked. I was tortured.
That's true.
I worked with my mom for 10 years, and she was into that country music where it was like Trisha Yearwood and Hal Ketchum and Billy Ray Cyrus.
Alabama
like that stuff.
and all of that?
No. Alabama's what my dad listened to. That's older stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I will also say I like Bob Seger. Oh, yes, I do. I do. And I like only one song by Leonard Skinner, Mike, and that's Free Bird.
Oh, really? Free? I don't know. One of these days I'll give my story about why I'm averse
why you
to
love
Southern
Billy Joel,
rock.
Tom Petty, and Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
So much.
Let's move on, Vinny.
Okay.
I'll just say this, and we don't have to go any further. AC/DC.
Well, yeah.
Okay, Mike?
Well, hell yeah.
That's all I need to say.
Okay.
There's nothing else I have
course.
to say. I can't say anything else.
You don't need to.
AC/DC.
Understood.
Yep. Okay, here's another one of my songwriter guys.
Go.
I love this guy. And I was so thrilled that he responded to one of my tweets a couple of months ago. Paul Williams. If you don't know who Paul Williams is,
I do.
He was very popular in the early to mid 70s. He seemed to be on, he like every Merv Griffin show, every Hollywood Squares, every Tonight Show. Paul Williams was everywhere, and I didn't really know what exactly it was that he did when I was a kid. I don't know. He's just that guy. He's not very tall. He's not very handsome. He's got long blonde hair. He's got those tinted glasses. He always had a really cool tuxedo kind of suit on. It was like blue velour or something. But he was funny.
He was also
He was just
Smokey and the Bandit.
Well, yeah, he had an acting
Junior.
career.
Yeah.
And he wrote some of the most iconic pop songs ever. Incredible guy. I didn't really necessarily care for the song, but he wrote Evergreen from A Star is Born. Barbra Streisand sung that. I don't like Barbra Streisand. I just don't care for her voice. But if you look at the words, it's like, oh, wow. And if you listen to the musical arrangement, he has some really dissonant chords going on where it feels a little off. And I don't know. I love his style of music. He did a lot of stuff for the Carpenters. Rainy Days and Mondays. I Won't Last a Day Without You. We've Only Just Begun. You and Me Against the World that Helen Reddy did.
Yeah.
Like you said, Old Fashioned Love Song.
My favorite.
Family of Man and Out in the Country by Three Dog Night. All three of those. One of his most popular songs was for the Muppet movie, Rainbow Connection.
Yep.
Paul Williams wrote Rainbow Connection.
He's all over the place.
I have some lyrics here. Okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about Iron Maiden earlier and how they tell stories, right? A lot of songs that we listen to. Do it. Do the hustle. A lot of songs that we love, if you listen to the lyrics, they're terrible. It's just like a string of declarations thrown together. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna party. Okay, great. But that doesn't tell me anything. It's just, and that's really the basis of our songs. So listen to this. It's very simple, but his style of writing was very personal or personable. He wrote things how we really talk. And this is, we've only just begun. Okay?
Yep.
Played at every damn wedding there is. We've only just begun to live. White lace and promises. A kiss for luck, and we're on our way. We've only just begun. Before the rising sun, we fly. So many roads to choose. We start out walking and learn to run. And yes, we've just begun. Sharing horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way. Talking it over, just the two of us, working together day by day. And when the evening comes, we smile. So much life ahead. We'll find a place where there's room to grow. And yes, we've just begun. Do it.
I think you just proposed to me.
But it's great stuff.
I was just
very
imagining
simple.
a camera on you and zooming in on you as you were
You almost like Casey Kasem there. Seriously.
and another hit.
You know what I find hard? Okay, you talk about those two different songs. The Hustle, it's about the music. It's about
Right,
the beats,
that's
about
all-
the music. That
Exactly.
song is about the lyrics. 'Cause I don't really care for the music. Do we have any songs where it's both? Like the music is awesome, the lyrics are awesome?
Cat's Eye.
Okay. Yes, Vinny, thank you. Okay, done. I
No.
can't really think of stuff. Yeah.
Well, there's probably many.
I'm sure. Yeah, I just can't think of it off the top of my head because, most of the stuff I like, it's really not about the lyrics. It's about the music.
Oh, yeah.
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 Definitely. So what's your next one?
I don't have any. Oh, my God, totally.
You're totally done?
I'm done.
I've got one more. Do you have one more?
I have
Wait,
one more.
but did
Okay,
I
go.
mention that I like Rolling Stones and Dead Meadow? I may have left that out.
You did.
Yes.
I did leave it out? Or I did mention it? Did I say
Yes.
Dead Meadow?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes to one, no
No.
to two.
Okay.
That was from Buckaroo
Yes to both of
Banzai.
them, I think.
No to neither?
What?
Okay, go on.
Well, my fifth, or my last one, the last...
Hey, you sound like you've had a fifth.
You didn't share.
that would be Kenny Rogers.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a huge Kenny Rogers fan. I don't know why. The Gambler hooked me, and
The 1970s were a weird time. If you
Yeah.
listen to the pop charts, if you listen to Casey Kasem, there was a lot of country
yeah,
on the pop charts.
Yeah.
There was a lot of crossover. Dolly Parton was in there a lot. Charlie Pride and Charlie Rich.
Yep.
Both of them. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Kenny
yeah,
Rogers.
I grew up listening to, Coward of the County.
Yeah,
And all of that stuff of
There's
his.
some B-sides there too.
Yeah.
His storytelling was really great, and and
Well,
I had
there
no
you go.
problems. Yeah,
This song's were stories.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
You did
Yep.
a nice job. So, Mike, you?
My last guy would be Paul Williams. Oh. I did.
Wait a
No,
second.
you know what?
now?
I have to bring up Paul Williams one more time.
Okay.
Do you know what he wrote? He wrote the soundtrack to Phantom of the Paradise, and he also starred in the movie as Swan. If you've never seen the Phantom of the Paradise, you have to see that movie. Brian De Palma directed it. There you go.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It's basically the story of the Phantom of the Opera, except it takes place in a, like a rock and roll club where they have live bands and stuff. Swan is this crazy producer who has this guy who's very talented, but not very handsome, has a great voice and a great songwriter, but they don't want him. They want his music, so he signs him to this contract, and Swan is basically like the devil. It's the story of Faust. William Finley, the Phantom. He gets his head put in a record press, and so it like burns half of his face, so he has to wear a costume, and he haunts the Paradise is the name of the club where they have these shows. And there's Garrett Graham as Beef, who is just incredible, and the whole thing is just incredibly awesome. But the soundtrack is killer, absolutely killer, and he was actually nominated for Academy Award
I'm
for
gonna have
that.
to look it up.
Phantom of the Paradise, go see it. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Nice.
And Paul Williams is great in that movie. He's so cool.
He
He's
is.
the most smarmy, vile villain. Oh,
And I'm sorry,
incredible.
who's the female lead actress?
Jessica Harper.
She was great. And
She
she
was-
sang her own stuff. That was her.
Yes, she did.
That was great.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was in...
Suspiria?
That's right. Yes, she was.
Yeah,
you
she was
passed this
awesome.
quiz.
Yes, she was. I saw a YouTube video. They had a Phantom convention called Phantom Palooza in Canada a few years ago. They had several of them, and a lot of the cast would show up, and they would play live for people. And Jessica Harper sang one of her songs live. Killer.
Wow.
And it's so awesome to see the crowd knew. Of course, they knew every word because everybody was there for that movie.
Wow.
But just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Great movie.
That's
So being
awesome.
the wild card that I am,
Yeah.
I forgot. I like a little Motown. I like a little soul.
Well,
And who
sure.
doesn't like Marvin Gaye,
Yeah.
Al Green?
Yeah.
And I don't know where you put Kool and the Gang in there because they're kind of that. They're kind of disco. They're pop, but Kool and the Gang. I can't believe I left them out.
Yeah, I don't know. I
They're
suppose
dancey. You know.
it would be a little
Shake
funk, a
your butt
little
to it.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam and Dave.
Sam and
Hold
Dave.
on, I'm coming. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And the Spinners. Rubber Band Man.
Yeah.
That song gets me going. Okay, I'm done.
Nice.
For real this time.
Absolutely.
The end.
The end. Wait, one last thing. I have one last thing. You know what was cool about 70s stuff? And this might be another show. I really loved the songs that were coming out in the 70s. We were talking about the stories that were being told. Early 70s was such a weird time because Vietnam War was going on,
Yep.
right? Mm-hmm. People were afraid of dying, okay? There were thousands upon thousands of people being killed in Vietnam, and it was touching everyone's lives, and people were afraid of being drafted, and people were just... The only way they could react and have their voices heard was through song, and they were creating these incredible anthems. Just please give us peace, and there's so many pop songs that we listen to that you think, oh yeah, it's a fun poppy song, but look it up, listen to the words, and they're talking about Vietnam, they're talking about the horrible things that were going on then, we'll go into that some other time. But that's why a lot of the songs from the early 70s have that impact on me. There was also the ecology movement, Save the Earth, because there was terrible things happening with pollution and, oh my gosh, and people were just saying, that's it. That's it. This world is coming to an end, and you can feel that and hear that in so many pop songs of the time. So, some other day, we'll go into that.
Someday. Yeah.
Yep, so we're breaking down. Wow, another good one, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you know what?
What?
I can guarantee you the next episode we do of the Haunt Squad podcast, it's going to be, without a doubt, absolutely the worst episode we have ever done.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Stay spooky.
I hold power. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lucha Underground Championship.